Baller. Welcome to my YouTube channel. The World Cup draw has been done, guys. We know what the groups are. We're going to talk about the World Cup draw today. Different teams. I think it's going to be magnificent, the World Cup. I've seen some of the teams in the draw. We still got the playoff teams to go as well. But let's go through it. Group A, Mexico, South Africa, as you can see, South Korea, and then UEFA playoff. You got either Denmark or Czech Republic, Republic of Ireland, or North Macedonia. Now, to be honest, that group, I don't know, because if you're looking at Denmark, Czech Republic are not really that strong. Denmark tend to qualify for World Cups as well. North Macedonia, again, not really the strongest of teams, but Republic of Ireland would do everything to go through. And then you've got Mexico, which are obviously co-hosts, South Africa, solid African team as well, troublesome. And then you got South Korea as well. So I feel like that group is like, you don't really know who's going to really do well. It's literally for the taking for any team. That's a comfortable group. I think it's an all right group, especially for Mexico. I think Mexico can do well. You're going now to Group B. You got Canada, co-host again. UEFA Playoff A, which is Italy, Wales, Bosnia, Northern Ireland. To be honest, Italy or Wales. I think they have to go through. So you got Canada, I think Italy, Wales again, and then you've got Qatar, and then you got Switzerland. So personally, I'm just gonna bank on Italy just because I feel like they got the best players. Or it will be Wales. So that group is looking like, again, another one of them groups, Canada, obviously, co-host. We expect them to do a little bit better. You've got Alphonso Davies. They played at the last World Cup as well. Then you've got Italy, which are World Cup veterans. Of course, we know in recent years they haven't really done that well when it comes to tournaments. Italy, surprisingly, haven't done that well and they haven't qualified. So this one's going to be a big one. They weren't the greatest in the qualifiers. However, this group, with Qatar, who again, I'm sure they played at the last World Cup, and then you got Switzerland, who are always dark horses, but always find a way to make it through. They know what to do to grind out the result. But Group B, again, it's one of them groups where it's for the taking. It's literally for the taking. And then we're on to Group C, Brazil. Come on, guys. You already know. You already know. Look at this. Look at the colors. Yeah, man. We repping. Anyways, Neymar. Listen, can Neymar make the World Cup squad? Will Neymar play at the 2026 World Cup? That's the question. When I see Brazil, all I see is Rio de Janeiro. All I see is Copacabana Beach. And I see Neymar, bro. There's no way, Carlo, you're going to deny us Neymar's last World Cup. It's impossible. I mean, we've seen Ronaldo's last World Cup, Messi's last World Cup. Neymar has to play in the same World Cup. There's no way you're going to tell me these guys going to be watching at home in Brazil. He's not even far. USA, Mexico, and Canada. The guy will be just in Brazil watching his Brazilian. No. I know. I get it. Esteval, Vinicius Jr., do you know what I mean? João Pedro. But we want to see Neymar. No disrespect to them. The ballers, Mateus Cunha. We want to see Neymar Jr. at this World Cup. Carlo Ancelotti, if you're watching this video, take it from me. He's going. Anyways, Brazil, Morocco, solid. Morocco and Brazil are solid. And then you've got Haiti, which again, that's a weak team, but they've qualified. They've made it. Then you've got Scotland, who, again, dark horses. They made it through. We saw what Scotland did. Scott McTominay, of course, they've got very good players, reputable players in very good leagues. However, I think this group will be too tough for them. They're not making it through this group. Morocco, for me, are better than Scotland. They have a very good team. In the last World Cup, they made it to the semis. I know Brazil only made it, to the quarters, and they got knocked out by Croatia, who were beaten by Argentina. I believe they were beaten by Argentina in the semis. Am I wrong? I stand corrected if I'm wrong. It could have been Holland, because I believe Argentina played Holland in the quarters and then they went on to play Croatia, and then Messi did the dribble against Vardio and they beat Croatia. So yeah, for me, again, Brazil, Morocco are going through that group. I didn't even say who went through the previous groups, but that's fine. I couldn't really tell. Anyway, Group D, USA, Paraguay, Australia. First of all, USA are going through this group. And then you got the UEFA Playoff C, which is Turkey, Slovakia, Kosovo, or Romania. Now, as good as those teams are, I think probably the strongest would be Turkey out of those teams. I know Slovakia were in the Euros. They played well as well. I've not really seen them in the World Cup. When's the last World Cup Slovakia played in? You guys need to remind me. I don't think they played in 2018. Whoa. Okay, if they didn't play 2018, they played 2014. It could be 2014, guys, but I don't remember. Because Slovakia had Marek Hamšík, so I'm just trying to remember which World Cup. I'm thinking it's 2014. Personally, I don't think it's 2010. It may have been, but I know he must have played in 2014. Anyway, guys, listen, if I'm wrong, you got the comments to come at me. Kosovo, I don't ever remember them playing in the World Cup. And Romania, hit and miss. I've seen it at the Euros, but again, we don't really know what they're going to do with that group. But I think comfortably, USA and Australia made it through last time as well. They're efficient, you know. Australia, for me, is between Australia and Paraguay. I'm going to say that much, but I'm going to just go for Australia for this one. We have Group E, Germany, Alemania, Curacao, Ivory Coast, and Ecuador. Listen, guys, Germany, they're through. They're through now, I'm joking. Guys, Germany have been underachieving in tournaments of late. They have a good team. You know, they've got the additions of now Voltemada. They've got Lennart Karl. He's got to play. Musiala will be there. Florian Wirtz will be there. They've got enough experience. Like we know, Germany last won the World Cup. Was it going to be 12 years from this World Cup, 2014? And since then, it's literally been a downward spiral. We remember what happened in 2018 World Cup. It wasn't the best of memories for them. However, it's Germany. And when I look at this group, I'm looking at Curacao, newcomers. Can't take them lightly again. Ivory Coast, strong African presence. Always been. 2006 World Cup. 2010 World Cup. 2014 World Cup. Did they go to 2018? They must have. 2022. My mind's gone blank. 2022 where Ivory Coast in the World Cup. I don't know. Again, you guys tell me, but I think they're big underachievers, Ivory Coast, if I'm honest. I feel like they've got a strong team. Their last real challenge I felt like they put in was maybe 2010. I thought they had a better team then. You know, Didier Drogba, Yaya Toure. They had those very good players. I remember them playing Brazil. They didn't win, but I don't know with Ivory Coast, man. Again, it's one of those, you know, they did win the last African Cup of Nations, but even how they won, it's like home team, all this. I don't know. We have to wait and see. And then they've got Ecuador. So for me, I don't know. I'm gonna go with my African counterparts. I'm gonna say Germany and Ivory Coast. But Ecuador, you gotta watch out for them. Group F, Netherlands. Goed, hard, het. My Dutch brothers is Japan. Again, in World Cups, don't take Japan lightly. I learned that. Last World Cup, they were on smoke. So you got Netherlands, Japan, and then UEFA Playoff B, which is Ukraine, Poland, Albania, Sweden. Listen, if Sweden don't make this one, I don't know what to say. But for me, again, Albania, they are a good team. I've seen them at the Euros. They are a good team. Sometimes I think they lack that quality. You got Poland. For me, it's just literally their best player has been Lewandowski for however long. I don't know. And Ukraine, I don't really see them as a threat, but that's going to be really big. But if Sweden don't make it through, Isak, Gyökeres, Isak, guys, man, don't play games, man. And then they've got Tunisia, another North African team. They always seem to make it the World Cup somehow. They got ballers. They were in the last World Cup. They've got ballers upon ballers. Do you know what I mean? Just like Morocco have, so do Tunisia. And in this group, I must say Netherlands and Japan, guys. I'm going for Netherlands and Japan despite of the European presence. But if there is a European team that goes through and Sweden do make it through to the World Cup, I'll say Sweden. But if not, I can't see it. Group G, Belgium, Egypt, Iran, and New Zealand. My goodness, guys. Let's just say Belgium are making it through. Mohamed Salah with Egypt. Or Iran. Or New Zealand. New Zealand again. It's one of them annoying teams, but you can't take them lightly. However, I've seen Iran in the World Cup, and them guys, they ball. They just need a top finisher. And they tend to have that. They tend to have that. I think last time they had Mediterranean, but again, I don't think he was like balling in the last World Cup. But they actually play really well. They actually play really well. With Egypt there, this is a techie one. I'm going to go for Belgium and Egypt. I'm going to go for the steady ones. Belgium, we already know their players. We already know the class they have. Lukaku FC. Belgium are making it through regardless. And that's that group. Group H, Spain, Cape Verde. However you say Capo Verde, and Saudi Arabia and Uruguay. Spain are making it through. Yamal, Nico Williams, the last Euro winners, them man are balling out in this group. Saudi Arabia, I'm not taking lightly after the last World Cup, so I'm not going to sit here and say, Saudi are just going to... No, they're not. They've got a good team. Uruguay, again, they've got ballers. They've their team aged for the last few years because they kept Cavani, Suarez for so many tournaments since like 2010. But with the new guys, I think they're actually a solid team. So as good as Cape Verde are, I've watched them in AFCON and I think they're superb. I think their lack of experience will tell. However, if there is a surprise team in this tournament, I want to just say I want to go with Cape Verde. But it's actually a tricky group. But I'll say Spain. Should I go for Cape Verde, guys? Ahead of Saudi Arabia? There's no way, man. Uruguay. Spain and Uruguay. I'm not doing that. Spain and Uruguay are going through. And then Group I, my beloved France. My team. The boys. Les Bleus. Allez, les Bleus. Yes. Les Sénégalais. Oh, my days. France and Senegal. The last time this happened, 2002 World Cup, I remember vividly. As a baby boy. Senegal beat France, and I think it was the late R.I.P. rest in peace, Papa Bouba Diop, who scored. Papa Bouba Diop. If I'm wrong, correct me. It's a long time ago. And yeah, France had Zidane. France had Thierry Henry, Sylvain Wiltord. I think Robert Pires. They had all the ballers there, Patrick Vieira, and they were beaten by that Senegal team who had Salif Diao, El Hadji Diouf. Do you know what I mean? Henry Camara, the ballers, yeah? And those guys got moved to England after that. They got moved. I think Camara went to Wolverhampton, if I'm correct. Eventually, Salif Diao and El Hadji Diouf went to Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? Papa Bouba Diop, where did he go? I can't remember what team. I know he played for Portsmouth, Fulham. I don't know where he directly went, but he came to the Premier League. It's gonna be a tough one. That group's gonna be tough. Obviously, you got Norway in there. So Haaland against Kylian Mbappe. Haaland and Kylian Mbappe. People been saying this for the longest. Yeah, Haaland, Kylian Mbappe. Oh, Erling Haaland. He won't get a chance to play in a big tournament because he plays for Norway. Yeah, now he's big chance. Erling Haaland, you're gonna play against Kylian Mbappe at a World Cup. Stand up and be counted, my brother. Stand up and show your badge. Show your badges. Show your sleeves. Have you got it? Because Kylian Mbappe has proved that the World Cup... Listen, first of all, Kylian Mbappe at this World Cup, he's coming for everything. I'm telling you guys, have you seen him this season? He's coming for everything. Kylian Mbappe, his eyes light up as soon as he sees the World Cup's coming. That's the time he's like, I'm not playing games. I'm here. I think he's like 4 goals away from being the all-time or equaling the all-time goal scorer. I think 5 goals. He's playing 2 World Cups, gone to 2 World Cup finals, won 1 World Cup already. He's coming for everything. So that day, Erling, tell your defenders to be switched on, yeah? I'm telling you, that will be a good game. And then, of course, you got the playoff in that group, which is Bolivia, Suriname, or Iraq. What? Why is there 3 teams? I'm not understanding this group, how this one, playoff 2. So I think Iraq have already made it through. And then I think Bolivia are playing Suriname. And whoever wins between Bolivia and Suriname will play Iraq. And then that's a one-off game, and then that's it. We'll see them at the World Cup. So yeah, for me, I think again, France, Senegal are going through. Sorry, Erling. Group J. Argentina, they're through. Lionel Messi, they're through. Oh. And we know Lionel Messi is coming. Lionel Messi is saying, yeah, this year, we're going to try again. I'm going for it again. But he's won everything. He doesn't need to. He's in USA. Maybe the refs will help him in this World Cup as well. Who knows? Algeria, oh, the A's. Austria, 3 A's. And Jordan, yeah. Argentina, Algeria going through. I think Austria are good. I'm not going to, just push them to the side. Ralph Rangnick's men, they're good. They've got experience. But I just think Algeria, they've got ballers as well. They may not be at their best, but I think they'll have just enough over Austria. African teams don't tend to do that well in the World Cup as a whole. You probably have 1 or 2 teams going through, but in general, you don't have like 4 teams or 5 teams going through. I hope this World Cup is different, so I don't know this group, but I'm going to take a gamble and I'm going to go for Algeria. But obviously, if they don't go through, Austria will. Portugal. And then you got Group K, Cristiano Ronaldo. Oh, my days, guys. Ronaldo's lost World Cup. Messi's lost World Cup. I'm going to have tears in my eyes. I don't think people understand what's happening here. Tears in my eyes, both. Ronaldo and Messi's last World Cup. And imagine they both go through and they play against each other. Oh, my days. Imagine Portugal win the World Cup and Ronaldo's there. Guys, no. Who's going to be the GOAT then? You guys tell me who's going to be the GOAT if Ronaldo takes Portugal to the World Cup final and wins it. What would be the debate in football? I just want to know. I want to know. Like, are people going to say Ronaldo is not equal? They're both GOATs? Guys, I don't even know, man. Anyway, Portugal are in Group K. And then they will be alongside Colombia. My Colombians, we know the cameramen. They always go to the World Cup because Colombia are there. Cabo Verde are there as well. So the cameramen are going to be entertained. Then you got Uzbekistan. I don't remember the last time. I don't ever think they've been at the World Cup in my memory. And then you got New Caledonia or Jamaica will be playing each other for a place in a final playoff game against my beloved, my country, the country that I was born in, DR Congo. Now, if Jamaica come or New Caledonia, it doesn't matter. DR Congo will be at this World Cup and they will be in this group. Now, that's a tough group for DR Congo. You got Portugal and Colombia, which are obviously going to most likely be the teams that go through. I don't want to say, do you know what I mean? I just want to see my country there and I want to see them represent because you never know. But if we're being realistic, statistically, Colombia, World Cup experience. Portugal are another level. But to see my beloved Congo play against Cristiano Ronaldo, that experience in itself. Go. Anyway, listen, guys, they still have to qualify, so I don't want to get hyped for this. And then we're on to Group L. England, Panama, Ghana boys, Black Stars, and Croatia. And everyone always says England have an easy group. They tend to have an easier group. Ghana is not going to be that easy, but again, England just have too much quality. They are most likely going to beat Ghana. If they don't, it will probably be a draw. They've got Panama, who they played in the 2018 World Cup, if I'm correct. Because, 2014 they played Costa Rica. So they got Panama, 2018 World Cup, England played. I think they beat them like 5-0. I just remember Jesse Lingard scoring. But they've got Panama, and I think England going to beat them. England going to go through. And then Croatia is going to be the toughest game for England. I mean, they played them in 2018. Croatia knocked them out to get to the World Cup final, World Cup semis. I think, again, Croatia's got the quality. But I think with England and Croatia, those are the main teams that we're going to have to say potentially will go through. The outsiders are Ghana. Will they be able to beat Croatia? It's possible. It's possible. They can upset them. They've got the team that can. However, if I'm looking at just stats right now, I don't know the squads that Ghana are going to be put in there. I don't know the players. I'm going to just have to say it's going to be England and Croatia to make it through. And now I'm so excited for this World Cup. Let's just wait and see all the teams qualify first before we give all our verdicts on certain groups. But the groups that I've already seen, I've given my verdict. That's final. You guys let me know as well in the comments below. Cupola, make sure you follow, like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and I'll see you soon. Well, actually, see you at the World Cup.